So I want to analyze Artemis 2 because I'm not buying it, man. And what's awesome is I'm starting to see that the rest of the world isn't buying it as well. There are so many people waking up. I want to show you the reactions, actually. I want to show you the reactions from people who are seeing that we're supposedly going to space, supposedly going to the moon. Check this out. Literally, check this out. Artemis 2 crew captures stunning image of Earth from Orion spacecraft on historic lunar journey. This was posted by Benny Johnson. And I want you to notice there are 5,000 reactions. Look at the most popular reaction. The most popular reaction is a laughing face. There's only 399 hearts, almost 3,000 laughing faces, and there's even an angry face and a crying face. This is insane. Actually, if you added up all these emojis, they would not add up to the laughing. Isn't that insane? 1.8 thousand thumbs ups, less than 400 hearts. Yeah, it literally, you get like 200 and 2,500 positive reactions versus nearly 3,000 laughing emojis. I'm loving it. And look at some of these comments. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement, with 86 reactions to that. I thought they said it wasn't a perfect circle, slightly pear-shaped. No stars in sight. They got AI now. Which continent is that exactly? The math isn't mathing. So you guys got to just rejoice and celebrate that people are being skeptical of NASA.gov, the government agency. I want to point out something very, very interesting when they were doing the launch. This is straight from, let me show you. This is straight from C-SPAN. And notice what is going on here. This is, can I zoom in on this? Look at that. Why is the part that's touching the hottest part of the rocket some kind of inflatable? As they're moving the engines back and forth, the thrusters, and this whole thing is just I'm starting to ask questions about the rocket itself. You know, I already don't believe that they're going to space. I don't believe space travel is real. I don't believe anyone has ever been to the moon. I don't believe anyone's going to the moon right now. I believe that there is a major deception upon the rise. But I'm really starting to ask questions about the actual rocket itself. Is this thing really 4.3 million pounds, as they say? I'm not sure if that's how much this one weighed, but that's what they said the first Artemis weighed. I think it was Artemis. Could this rocket actually be a Zeppelin? This thing looks just as rigid and smooth as that rocket. Be honest with yourself. Think outside the box. If I just showed you this at an angle and you didn't know what it was, you would think that this was a solid, rigid missile, right? I could buy that. I could buy that this thing was solid and metal, but it is full of helium. It floats in the air. Now imagine if you had it upright with some bottle rockets attached to the side, and between the helium and the bottle rockets, this thing goes flying up into the air while everybody's watching. Now, I know that sounds absolutely crazy. A friend of mine, David Weiss, he actually did a video on this 6 years ago where he was pointing out an interesting phenomenon while the rocket boosters are being lit. You see some little sparklers going off, and then I guess the fuel is coming out of these thrusters, and there's this odd bounce. Notice, just by the thrusters getting ignited, 4.5 million pounds lifts up and comes back down. 4.5 million pounds lifted up just because of a little bit of a thrust. Right? When we see this thing go off, it takes a lot of power to lift it off the ground. But just when the thrusters were ignited, you see this little bounce. It lifts up a little bit and it comes back down. I got questions, man. I have questions. So maybe you guys have seen this little image going around the internet right now. I gave this image to AI because people that are sharing it, they're giving a disclaimer. They're like, yeah, you know, it's AI, but it's just for illustration purposes. Well, I asked AI, I said, is this image, I said, don't cheat, don't look on the internet, just analyze the image and tell me, is it fake? Is it AI? Is it photoshopped? Is there anything unusual about it? I mean, I'm even seeing some foreground blurs here. And when AI analyzed it without any kind of bias, because at first it was trying to say, oh, you know, this can't be real because NASA's rockets aren't made out of balloons or whatever. I was like, no, no, no. Analyze the image. Don't go outside the box I've given you. Analyze the image. Tell me, is there any strange anomalies? And it could not find anything. This is actually what it said. It said, no clear signs of AI generation or Photoshop compositing, most consistent with a real photo, possibly compressed or lightly processed. It says it's looking at the edges, and it's saying that there's no paste boundaries between objects and backgrounds. It says that the NASA lettering is properly spaced, correctly shaped, not warped or misspelled. So it's saying this isn't AI. The tower has straight lines that remain straight. The perspective is consistent top to bottom. It's saying there's no warping or melting. Lighting consistency, light direction is consistent across rocket, tower, ground structures. Texture behavior, surface shows natural variation, non-repeating patterns, no tilting artifacts. There is visible compression, slightly pixel softness, minor noise in the sky and edges. This supports real image that's been resized or saved multiple times, not a freshly generated AI render. A background integration, sky transitions smoothly, no depth mismatches between foreground and background, atmospheric haze behaves uniformly, no layering inconsistencies, final forensic classification, AI generated, no clear indicators, Photoshop composite, no detectable evidence, real image, possibly compressed or edited, but most consistent outcomes. AI is saying that this image is a real image. Now, I'm not saying that AI is flawless, but to me, as a graphic designer, I don't really see any signs of AI and I'm not perfect either, but I don't see AI or Photoshop. I don't see any halos around it. I'm not saying it's real, but this could be a leak. Pun intended. This could be a leaked image. And it says right here, if I had to be extremely strict, nothing in the pixels themselves show fabrication artifacts. If there's deception here, it's not detectable from image level forensic clues alone. Very interesting. And then I looked up, what organization is the largest single user of helium? Based on historical usage data, NASA has traditionally been considered one of the single largest consumers of helium, primarily for purging liquid hydrogen tanks and pressurizing rocket fuel systems. Very, very interesting. Are you guys following? Like, I'm not making any solid claims here, but that is very interesting. And then I saw this too. Artemis 2 helium. I ran across this moments ago. What broke on Artemis 2? Helium system fault after perfect rehearsal. Yeah, helium issues. This is on SpaceX community. Helium issue leak.
One issue with the SM prop in terms of pressurization. So we have helium that pressurizes the propellant tanks, basically pushes out the oxidizer and the fuel in order to make some of the major burns.
Guys, I got questions, man. So, what we just saw was some weird, soft, balloon looking textures above the thrusters. We compared it to a Zeppelin that looks rigid. You can't detect that this, think about the floats at a parade. They're big, they're rigid, they could take off in a moment. The Zeppelin looks hard and rigid like a rocket, and it just so happens that NASA is the world's largest consumer of helium. So, what does this mean? This means that NASA, the Hebrew word to mean deceive, beguile, lead astray, is launching balloons up into the sky, telling us that there's a whole crew in there and that they're on their way to the moon. So when you watch live from NASA's official YouTube channel, this is what you see. And they're saying that this is Earth, that's the Terminator line. It looks like a crescent moon. It looks like an eclipse, but they're saying that's Earth from space right now. And if you keep watching, eventually this is what you see for hours. Just blue screen. So in 1969, you can live stream from the moon with a VHS camcorder and no wires. In 1969, when Nixon could call the moon with a landline, and the people on the moon could use a big VHS camcorder and live stream to the world. But now in 2026, everybody likes to throw that, man, this is 2026. You still believe this and that? They act like, oh, we're in the future, right? You can't live stream without getting a blue screen for hours. I got questions, guys. I don't trust these organizations. I don't trust what they're saying. And like we saw this image that they gave us, and this is the Detroit News. They're showing this is an image. They're saying this is an image here that was given to us by Artemis. And then you scroll down and you'll see this image. It looks just like the other one, but it's dark. And when you compare them side by side, so this is the image. You see some green up here, this nebula, what is that called? The Northern Lights. And you see it going on down here. You see, I guess this is the sun on the other side, but we're seeing the Earth illuminated with even a hot spot here. What is this hot spot? How does the Earth have a hot spot when the sun is in the background? I'm guessing that's the moonlight. And you can see some lights here on this nation. You see a couple little stars here. And then there's this image. Now, I don't know if these are supposed to have been taken hours apart. I read that it's something about the aperture on the camera. But it seems like they're showing us these images saying, oh, look, here's one at nighttime, here's one in the daytime. I don't know. I'm not going to make any large leap, but these are the exact same image. You can see that the clouds have not moved. Look at this image here. Look at this formation of the clouds. It's kind of like an S shape. And look right here. You still see this S-shaped formation. So maybe they did just take a picture like this and they're like, oh, this is Earth in the darkness of space, even though I can still see some detail. And here's when we adjust the aperture. Whoa, like you can see everything in the darkness of space, which is really interesting because in one of these images, this is what they show. This is how Earth looks in the darkness of space. Pitch black. I'm not seeing one light. I mean, I guess this is the ocean, so maybe there's no lights here. But it's just, I'm not seeing any detail on Earth. They're telling you that this isn't something blocking the lens. This is the Terminator line of darkness on one side of Earth and the sun on the other side. But yet, somehow, in this image, on the dark side of Earth, you can see all the detail that they could actually pick up by adjusting the aperture. I don't know, guys. You let me know what you think in the comments. This is crazy. I got questions. I'm not buying it. I'm like these other 3,000 people that are reacting with the laughing face. I'm not buying it. I'm not. This is a clown show. But the biggest thing is this is a deception. We can laugh about it. We can act like, oh, these guys are clowns, but this is serious. These people are liars. They're deceivers. They're thieves. They're stealing your money because this is a government agency that gets a lot of money. I can look it up if you want to see the actual numbers. How much money does NASA get per day? And you'll see here it's roughly 25 to 26 billion dollar annual, $71 million per day. $71 million every single day of your hard-earned cash, and it's going towards what? Deception. Saying that there's people on a rocket flying into outer space and we're exploring and we're going to set feet on the moon again. Guys, we are living in the age of deception. It was the first thing Jesus said when they said, what will be the sign of your coming? He said, let no man deceive you. Let no man deceive you. What's happening? We know there is deception on the rise. Chris Bledsoe is saying that the lady, this spiritual being, told him that Easter 2026, which is in 2 or 3 days, there's going to be some kind of pivotal shift in humanity, that aliens are going to be disclosed and our whole world is going to change. Now, I'm not saying I put my trust in spiritual beings, but I think that Satan has a plan. And so far, everything seems to be lining up with what Chris Bledsoe said this spirit told him, the alignment of the stars and a full moon and alien disclosure is being talked about like crazy right now. And we just so happen to have people going to the moon. Is this quote unquote moon mission part of setting the stage for the grand illusion that's about to happen? You guys let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Really helps this video get out into the algorithm, helps this channel to grow. It's a free and easy way to support this ministry. If you would like to donate to this ministry so that we can keep putting out videos like this to keep you in the know of what's coming and what's going on right now, you can go to candidtruth.org. We got Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal. If you would like some cool merch, we got some cool merch on our website. We get about $5 per sale on shirts, hoodies, mugs, all those things, and it makes this ministry possible. We actually also get invitations to go around. We just are finishing up a week of prayer in Alabama. Tomorrow's the last day. We've been helping kids build a community garden and giving presentations with them. And we've been going like crazy, guys. We just got back from Guatemala, getting some footage that we still need to edit. And we're doing it all for you guys. So if you want to support this ministry, if you feel led to, we cannot thank you enough. We can't do this without you guys. And we'll see you next time on Candid Truth.